Alright, I am back, and I restarted the stream. So with only luck, that should help me cut up the parts into more heterogeneous chunks. But since I am back, let me go ahead and begin the thing. Start the thing up again. Turning this one off, let me see. I need to turn the sound up because I don't remember that. I turned it down before because I actually did what I failed to do before, and I actually did a bunch of grinding off screen. Hang on, by the way. Control config, let me see if it will actually allow me to configure it properly this time. Up, left, down, right, B. No, not. Oh my god. It's not enter. Why is it enter? Okay, time to turn this off again, I guess. B. Well, this could be a problem. Let me see. Damn it. There's the game and whatnot, but... And of course it's louder than I end up remembering it being every time. Alright, that should be good. So... yeah, I don't know why, but for some reason whenever I try to get my PS4 thingy to emulate X input, the computer thinks that the buttons are buttons that they're not actually, like, for instance, oh boy, I'm gonna have to restart this. When I press the B button, which would be X on this controller, it says it's enter when it's not. It's supposed to be A on the X input thing. So I don't know why it does that. Okay, what about now? Up, left, down, right. This is B, not enter, so I don't know why you said it's enter. This is A, which is not space. That is not paged up and that is not paged down, so I don't know why you said and start is not escape. Never mind, hang on. Let me try something. Okay. I guess it's... the default thing is better than actually trying to reconfigure it manually, so... guess we can't forget about that after all. Never mind, alright. Also later default, but let me see. Where's this? There we go. Okay, time to continue with this. Assuming that that the controls will not flip out as they did before, but you know, if you remember how things looked at the end of when I was streaming this last night, you might notice something is a little bit different, namely one of them being that I am level 53 now, because I actually went out and grinded at least one copy of every soul that is available for me to grind at the moment, including some stuff that technically should not have been able to do, or couldn't have done if I had reserved it for Tally being visible for the first time during the stream, but might as well go and show what I mean now, because you might remember that the Uma News things that you can get are basically hints for finding the hidden monsters in the game. And we already found the Mothman and we found the flying humanoid, but there was one more that we saw but weren't actually able to... what's going on? Hello. Why does it randomly freeze up like that every now and again? I don't know. There's one that we had seen before because we knew where to find it, but we couldn't actually do anything about it. It's that guy in the background there. Now that we have the Wader Skeleton Curry power, we can tempt him over there with that, and he takes damage from it, which kills him. That is the Yeti. And as you can see, we have his soul already, so don't have to worry about that. So there's that, and wow, there's some skipping going on, and I'm not even sure why. But let's ignore that for now, clearly there's no reason not to. Now that we've seen that exists, it's time to go fill out some more of the map, because we got the bad ending last time. It's our job to go discover what the good ending actually might be. So let's start by going down here. Is it down here? No, let's go here first. Subterranean hell. And follow up on some dead ends that were used to be dead ends, but we can actually keep exploring them better now that we have the souls necessary to do that. Well, notice too that the sword I'm using is different because I had a sword called Durandal. But I fused it with another sword, I forgot what it was, that I had disposable copies of to create the one I'm using now, which is called, what's it called again? Dainsleff. And, oh boy, okay. That could be a problem. Apparently it thinks that the A button is Alt, and I don't know why. Keep having that problem though. You know what, hang on a minute, let me... might be because I'm using the other thing, this thing. Yeah, do that, and then... Does it still work? It does not work. Or does it? No, it does, never mind. Okay, so I can do it without either of those things turned on, I don't know why. I would use them then. Right, there's some technical problems that I experienced while trying to play. Trying to play this with some of the X input emulators can be negated by just not using them, I see. So let's go up here to the room with the waterfall, you might recall that. This room exists and that we can't really get very far up it because of the whole... You know, it's all about going vertically and... Couldn't fly, but now we can. Also, I did fail to mention that I'm making use of the Soul Eater ring as my soul grinding accessory, because I was actually able to grind enough money to get that. Using the money grinding method that I showed off at the end of the last stream that I did of this. But now let's approach the wizardry lab from this angle and see what that does. You might notice too that the sword I'm using right now has the curse element, which when it hits the enemies that are vulnerable to it, it basically slows them down. There's another copy of the Aquarius arbor. And this is how we open up that shortcut. You might notice there's another shortcut over on the left side of this area that we have yet to open, but we can't open it from this side, so let's check out the other, of course, other dead end that used to be a dead end, but we can make it not be one anymore. Here in the waterfall room. We cannot become a bat underwater yet. So let's fall down a long way. And get into the room that we discovered the Eversing in accidentally. And here we are. Couldn't get past this place because we couldn't get past those spikes, but now we can because we have the Bone Arc Soul somewhere down here. For which we can provide a skeleton to give us a joyride on top of the bone arc, and they don't care about the spikes, as you see. And we can get past that as well. That wall in the middle is pretty much there to ensure that you don't or are not able to cross that room using the bat soul, I'm pretty sure. Yes, homunculus. Soul I hope I get soon, because it says it's already 1 star. Onto the night lizard. And if I'm not mistaken too, here in this area, there's a Serenity Robe, which I'm pretty sure is just a bullet swap off the Aquarius robe that we already acquired. Acquired this robe. Alright. Super potion that restores everything. And I was gonna say, if I'm not mistaken, this is where the last of the slot machine type gates is. Which means we might have to do some mild money grinding. I think it's at the end of either this room or a room that looks like this. And here's another stud, the bloody stud. Presumably gives resistance to some of the other stuff. That might threaten us. This room is special, but we won't be going into it just yet, I want to. Okay, I'm pretty sure this room down here in the corner is the one that I was thinking of with the slot machine at the end. Yeah, sure, hope I could get the homunculus soul soon. It's one of those enemies that they only exist in this area and didn't want to, you know, come in here before the stream. So I didn't grind them. But there we go, we need 666, and we're actually pretty close to that. We have 615 now. So let's go grind some money, I guess, until we get 666 as the last 3 digits of our money. Watch out, because I'm pretty sure the enemies can drop money randomly too, and then they can mess you up if you're trying to do this. Typically we only need 1 silver coin now, if we can find one, or 5 of the copper coins. I don't know if we're gonna get either of them, because apparently these ones are only giving out the blue coins. Are they programmed to only do that? Because that's terrible. They might be. If I switch my loadout, I wouldn't have anything to do with it, would it? No, it's only gonna give out blue coins, damn it. So no, I need to go further back, I guess, or maybe we could go through this room, let me see, because I did mention this room here being special, and you'll see why, because there's invisible walls, but you can see them with the help of the ghosts that spawn here. I can see them very briefly at least, and wow. But then the ghosts overwhelm you because, you know, they do attack you. You take the opportunity to do that. There we go. And here's another iron golem. Which are a pain to grind for their souls because of, you know, how they pretty much only take 50 HP, but they only take 1 damage from everything. With very few exceptions, such as the fully charged skeleton archer thing, which apparently does like 13 damage. They each like half your mana bar, just to not be able to charge that up completely, so it's not really efficient. And what is this? Dynamite. And we've just blown up a passageway that leads back to this part of the Lost Village, so I don't know why they have so little mana now, speaking of that. But actually there's another soul we can grind down here that was not available to us before. Might remember that there's a door here that I just went right past and I just failed to land on the platform that, leads to it like I was trying to. It leads back into the wizardry lab again. And it has this guy, the Heart Eater, who has 3-star rarity soul. That's great. Okay, don't want that coin because I'll mess up my project there. I guess I'll grind for his soul and the silver coin at the same time. There it is. And I'll be right back to get your soul, which is unfortunate. I hoped I'd get like all of the 3-star rarity souls already during my off-stream grinding session, but apparently not. So back down through this room we go, being careful not to kill anything because we could get a random money drop from any enemies, and that would mess up our plans to be cool. I don't know. There we go. Just fly over these crowd of riffraff. There we go. I thought, but then that happened. Alright. Don't even bother with homunculi here, even though I will have to grind for their souls now. Oh yeah, by the way, if you let them swim after you long enough without actually killing them, they pop off of their tubes and then die. Like that. I don't think you get anything if they die that way. It's the gold ring. We can get more gold with this, I think, as enemy drops or just random appearance. And I really would like this soul that these guys drop, so time to farm them, I guess. There's one. I can summon homunculus now. Of course I got 2 at a time that time. I don't know how good homunculus is gonna be. I guess we'll try summoning him here, see what it does. No, that's not homunculus, that's... looks like something out of Space Channel 5. Let me summon him here in this room and see what good he is. It's not that great, you see. Come on, go destroy my enemies or something. There you go. I leveled up from that. Alright, let's try and sort out the puzzle of how to get through this maze again. This invisible maze. It's like that ghost-written H.P. Lovecraft story, The Walls of Erix. You might have heard of it, or not, I don't know. Seems to be pretty obscure for a Lovecraft story, which I think he co-wrote with someone else, or a ghost wrote for someone. I forget which it was. I know he did a bit of both. But it's hard to distinguish between them in my memory. Alright, so let's try and see if we can get the Heart Eater soul now. This is one of maybe 2 Heart Eaters in the game, so I don't think we get any better setups for this. I don't know why he's even called a Heart Eater, because I don't think he can eat your magic or anything. He just drops a bunch of hearts when he dies. I don't know. Also note my mod boost that I have at my stats, so that's because of the Ghost Dancer soul that I have, which I leveled up to +9, which basically means, here we go. Obtain more hearts. Clearly I need that. +9, which means... oh, there's another one. Okay. Which means that I get the best possible luck boost from that. Here's the final Umanus issue. I guess this is the last one you can obtain. And what does it say? What monsters will we be hunting? With great regret we announce that this is our final issue. Oh, well, rip. And that opens that up. Finishes opening up the hidden passages down here, so there's pretty much only one left to explore that's worth our while now. And that's the one that's actually required for us to explore. So let's go up to the demon guest house, or I don't know, I guess we will. It should be close enough to where I want to go. Need to go. Let me see. Oh, hey Alex. Well, I started doing Dawn of Sorrow and just Castlevania stuff after the weekend streams that I do, which are start out with Dark Souls and then I switch over to this and that's done. So I'm pretty close to the end now. I'm doing pretty alright. Well, my sleep schedule's gone to crap because of all the earthquake stuff that's been happening and not being forced to be anywhere as a result of that. But other than that, I'm doing pretty okay. So let's get down here. Let's see. Okay, finally we can one shot there, get some quad in there. And get down here, then go down and to the right, and keep going this way, which should lead us to where we want to go pretty soon. It's like the end of the world or something, I know, right? And the funny thing is too that, you know, the second earthquake that actually hit and the one that was actually more damaging than the first one, even though they said it was less, it had less magnitude, actually hit on the 32-year anniversary of another big earthquake that destroyed a bunch of stuff to the day. So that was interesting. And here we are, we got walls. Got the axe armor soul that destroys that. Got the killer clown soul. That destroys that. And then there's the Ukobax soul, which should destroy this one too. And there we are. We solved the puzzle of the 3 souls that this game has. I guess I'm gonna pick Guillotiner or Mandragora, I don't know. He's gonna pick Guillotiner. And yeah, we're okay. You know, pretty much the biggest problem we've had is that my mom turned the gas lines off here and because she was kind of paranoid, and as a result, even after everything happened, we're pretty much the only apartment in this entire block that does not have gas, because apparently something happened and it hasn't come back. So that's fun. So let's go ahead and get in here in the room with the mirror. It's a spooky boy. Oh, it's kind of small though. It's paranoia. From the looks of it. It's a very accurate depiction of what we've just seen. I always kind of thought when I played this game for the first time that just the... oh wow, it's a lot better, the soul that I just used. So that was an interesting boss. Oh wait, what's this? Oh, you know it's time for the real boss now. So what is his paranoia? He can go in and out of mirrors, and he does funky like Dr. Jester stuff, even though I don't think those really go together. But apparently he doesn't think so. damn it, I keep missing with that soul. And then he does this, which, okay, he hurts him with his arm as well as a laser, so I question whether there's any really reliable way to predict any safe spots during when he does the laser attack. Damn it. Yeah, sure, but I can't really dodge everything. There we go. Well, time to start using my potions, I guess. I think I'm gonna use them that much. Well, the rest of... oh, shit. Okay, I guess I'm safe in the corner if his arm comes out of my way. The mirrors that are down below. Maybe. Maybe not. Yeah, this is like one of a handful of boss fights in the game that uses this music. And that's how we know it's important. Damn it, I keep... Oh, do I have any more, any items? I have tea. I dropped from the ghost dancers, and I dropped a whole bunch from them when I was farming that, so... +9. Yeah, I never used the bat farm, but that takes up so much mana though. Oh, here we go. Let's see if I can do it, or... Did I do it? Apparently not. Alright, well, time to do this. You know, this fight actually is draining my resources for once, so I'm not thrilled about the idea of having to do a whole bunch of it. Because I failed this thing. Okay, I am doing it right though, aren't I? There we go. Yeah. And now we can enter mirrors. I think we can... I don't know. I forget if the mirror in the room before that one was also destroyed, but... if not, then... yeah, we can try it out right now. And there you go, we find something in this room. It's a mana prism. So there it is, the soul that actually need to... So that we actually need to go further in the story now. That was no timed. Trying to flee into this room so that resets, and there we go. I don't know, do I even want to go anywhere else? And just straight up go to the pinnacle again. Guess I'll go to the pinnacle since pretty much the only other thing I would want to do is like find all of the mirror rooms that we had seen before, but we're not able to do anything yet because we didn't have the paranoia soul yet. And now we do. Portrait of Reno or Order of Ecclesia, I don't know. Personally, I think I like it more than this game in most aspects, but I will say that one of the big reasons why I like this game and Aria of Sorrow so much, to the point where I would still say Aria of Sorrow is my favorite Castlevania, is because of the whole soul mechanic, which, never really made it into any of the other games except like Harmony of Despair or whatever that one was, the multiplayer one in Xbox, which I never played because I never had an Xbox 360. And I'm pretty glad that they're pretty much bringing that back for Bloodstained with the shard or whatever it's called mechanic. But it's kind of funny that I say that after, saying that I liked Portrait and Order of Ecclesia better than this one, which I think I did, because I would think would be pretty safe to say that I did, because, I don't know, it feels like Portrait had a bunch more, it had a side quest system that kind of encouraged you to find out a lot more secrets, which Yes, this game kind of expected you to do yourself and Arya too just by the fact that every enemy has a distinct soul. It would, think, what, go out and collect every soul and you gotta catch them all and all that. And, but, apart from that, it also has the whole thing with the items that all the enemies drop. And filling that out, even though it doesn't really end up feeling as important as getting the souls in the horror games. But that gets a bit more interesting in the other games, I find. Not sure which way do I want to go here, I guess this way. Ecclesia ramps up a bit too hard. Yeah, Ecclesia is probably the hardest one of the... At least for the first time, I guess, because, the thing about the Metroidvanias is that they do, in fact, provide ample ways to break the game once you become familiar with all the mechanics, but I would say Ecclesia is probably the second hardest Metroidvania after Circle of the Moon, but the hardest one on the DS for sure. I don't know, I like the... after breaking the game in both this game and Portrait of Ruin, I think it was kind of like a breath of fresh air. I like the... I feel that when the game gets a bit more difficult, it kind of brings you that much closer to the old Castlevania experience, the arcade one. Where pretty much everything is stacked against you and you have to rely on wits to stay alive. And you kind of forget that game breakers exist because they're that much out of your reach. But even then, the whole RPG mechanics also help when that gets to be a bit much. I can't remember, there's this thing you can do in Order of Ecclesia where there's a room you can kind of position yourself in. It has two enemies that spawn glyphs to attack infinitely as long as you don't kill them. And you can get like a setup where you recover health constantly. You like bring your defense way up, and then you also cannot get staggered, I guess. You cannot flinch, and you can just press the up button and leave something like to way down the up button and just leave it there overnight and so absorb glyphs for hours and hours. And it has a mechanic where the more glyphs you absorb, like the better your elemental stats get or something, I don't know, but I basically did that once and it breaks the game quite a bit no matter what the difficulty you're playing at is. But it's time for this here particularly final boss battle again. Oh boy, I'm gonna have to do this again, I see. I plan on playing Samus Returns probably at some point, but I feel like I'm gonna wait a little longer because there's a couple other games I wanna check out before that. I don't know, I guess, like, I want to believe that it's because it's pretty much a launch, it's at launch right now. But it feels a little pricier than the average 3DS game that I've gotten in the recent past. So maybe you wait for that to go down a little. Alright, we've already had this cutscene. Dario really hates us, so he's gotta say ha 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 a lot. And then he teleports away from the mirror, creating the opening that we need. To use the Paranoia Soul and get into the mirror with this friend. Agony, who I'm pretty sure is awkwardly transliterated version of Agni, who is like an Arabic demon of fire. And you can see why that naming scheme is there. Oh. So let's see. It's one of those bosses that hits pretty hard, but it has a pretty discernible pattern. Let's go ahead and roll another D. 115 with the Mandragora. What about the guillotine there? Do more than that. Alright, let's use the guillotine then. It helps to have room to move around in. It's kind of difficult to dodge anything. If you don't have that much room to move. They are a lot more than USD, I don't know. I think they are, but not by like terribly much, like trying to like mentally convert stuff to dollar value, and like I know that the Nintendo Switch at launch for where I am was like $500 or something like that, the equivalent to. I think that's a bit steep. Alright, let me see if I can do this. Somehow I did manage to do it. And I didn't even use any healing items like with the paranoia fight, which I hate. And there we go. I guess we have to just get out of here manually now. We can't just stay in the... Can't exit the room. Alright. What do you do, punk? My power, it's gone. Destroy the demon that fused with your soul and your power with it, I guess. That's the side effect it had. Haven't you learned your lesson? I.e. Well, there it goes. The end of the mighty Dark Lord candidate just runs away. But here's the claw-hair woman again. Let's stop this stupid chase. Don't seem to be too concerned about this. It's as if you knew this was gonna happen. There's more than one way to make a Dark Lord. There aren't any more Dark Lord candidates, but the game isn't over just yet. Shall I wait at the castle center to end this? But first there's something I want you to see. Alright. You've only tried to kill me several times. I have no reason to distrust you now. So let's get the final magic seal, the one that you see in the intro anime cutscene. Which of course we need to open up the castle center, which is the gate in the Garden of Madness that we could never open until now. Alright. 709 and 81 cents, yeah, no. Like I don't know if there's very many retailers that have that, but at least the one that I checked is 1,000 pesos, which I think is like... I can't remember how many. Let me check the thing. It is apparently like $56. Alright, that's how much I would have to pay to get that here at the moment. So yeah, they do ramp up the prices when they sell stuff here. And that doesn't help. It's kind of funny because that's why I become such a fan of PC gaming recently, because it's kind of the opposite. If you buy something through digital download here, it actually costs less than if you were to buy it in dollars. Which is kind of weird, but I mean you can see why that's the case if you look at how the infrastructure works. In both examples, I think. But still, it kind of sucks because, you know, I have no dislike for consoles, but they're just a lot more expensive than what I can get otherwise. It's pretty much the reason why I pretty much make the exception for Nintendo stuff these days for the most part, because I can't have a Switch right now, and I don't think I'm gonna get it soon unless, like, somehow get a bunch of money, which I'm not really counting on, but I can also cannot help but notice that a lot of lot of Nintendo games are console exclusive because of how, you know, the unique ways that Nintendo consoles are compared to, say, well, the other consoles, Xbox and PlayStation. Whereas the games that get released on those also often get a PC release, so that works out for me. But then again, you know, if I had, well, I mean, this was like I want to mention my Wii, for example, the original Wii, and how I didn't really have any of this in mind when I got it like 10 years ago, but if I hadn't gotten it, then I probably wouldn't be able to do Dolphin emulation as efficiently as I can now, because it is compatible with the actual hardware from that. So it works out. And also the reason why I pretty much wanted to get a Wii U, and I did, even though it was not that long ago, it was like last year at the end of it. But yeah, probably will check out Samus Returns at some point, just probably not terribly soon. More like soonish, I guess. Would be one way to put it. Do I care about spoilers? Spoilers for Samus Returns. I mean, if you've been about Ridley, you already know he's in the game because people love to talk. Even though I don't think it had anything to do with you, if that's, you know, make it sound like that, but no. I sure hope there's no one else watching this that cares about that, because I just said that out loud, alright. But yeah, if that's what you're talking about, then yeah, I've heard about that. But yeah, I'm very curious. Well, I'm kinda curious as to how they handle that. I will admit, because, as you know, that was not in either the original or the very highly touted fan remake that I did play. Pulse's Light Zero mission, oh yeah. I think I did hear about that. I forget who said it, but I'm sure they used that very same phrasing. Actually, wait a minute. Don't want to go in there just yet, because I want to save the game before, and I want to save it right down here. Because I want to be close to the thing. I don't remember if I saved the lower save point of the pinnacle, so... I don't know, for what it's worth, I'm guessing what you mean by Zero Mission is like stealth section. You know, the not actual part of Zero Mission felt pretty interesting to me. For lack of a better term coming to me right now. Ridley fight is all you mean. Oh, is that what you mean by Zero Mission? Because I wouldn't have expected that. Alrighty then. So here's me now on the Yggdrasil, I guess. The very conveniently shaped Jesus tree that she's hanging from. And she's gonna die. Somak. Alright. Well, I guess she's dead. And now our skin is very pale. And we're getting purple stink lines and flying. Certainly wasn't easy spiriting her away. Hate me enough to wish death upon me, don't you? Oh my, it's those things that... I think this is supposed to be like those black wisps that show up in the throne room in Aria of Sorrow, but... of course they look different, and they give us an edgy face. Can't honor your wish, but I'm gonna do this anyway. It's coming. Also, at this point I remember that I probably should have turned down the bitrate from when I was doing Dark Souls earlier. And there you go. Check out my red flame punch. Brought you back into this world. Shut up, you annoy me, that's all the reason I need. Hey, remember when Dracula talked like this? Petty little humans will die off soon enough. So Soma has become the Dark Lord. Oh well. Battles of the past are to be waged once again. I'd assume that he would have equipped the talisman from Mina. Wink, wink. I'm just saying that out loud to no one in particular. But alas, I will have to unleash my power. Oh yeah, bad end number 2. We've already seen this, so I'm gonna go ahead and skip that. And load back in, which I'm pretty sure is gonna put me at my last save point, which is why I wanted to get to this save point. Yep. Okay, let's do what they just told us to do. Let me get the other set up too. Yeah. Mina's talisman and the everything. Oh yeah. Maybe I should equip my other big sword for this. It's better than the other one I had. Hang on. The axe. And here we go again. Let's experience the wonderful turning again. So watch the seal get drawn, even though people get no further use of it than just opening up this room. At this time, alright. Well, there she is again. Let's have a repeat of this dialogue once more. And she dead again. Again, pasty white skin again. Even whiter than hers, which is already kind of chalk white, but it's kind of purplish, which is... I don't know how to explain that. And here are the black, smelly wisps again. Coming, the breath of the new Dark Lord, but question mark says not to be fooled, even though we got the edgy face there. Oh, it's Ricardo who says that Mina is a fake. Clever of you to use a doppelganger, never mind the fact that you had a soul from that monster right here in the container in the garden. Alrighty then. And now all of the black wisps are going into the corpse there. He's becoming a different silhouette now. It's this guy again. Dimitri. You know that guy. Managed to loosen myself when the boy's emotions shifted momentarily. Thought you died. Shedding my former body was a desperate gamble, but it has worked out quite well. Copied the power of dominance from Soma, which apparently helps him have this too. Apparently travel between bodies, I don't know. Obtain the same power as Sama Cruz. Dracula's heir need not be the inheritor of the Dark Lord's power. He only possesses the same ability to become the true Dark Lord's heir. I am a Dracula Dark Lord powerologist, don't you know? I can tell you this with absolute confidence. I'm sure it'll work out. Perhaps I should have just addressed you with your real name, I mean. Why would anyone know about that? The boy began his dark transformation. I scanned memories of his past lives. His past lives? Oh. Oh, okay. I think I know what he means by that. You don't wish that, do you? Does becoming the Dark Lord really mean that much to you? I told you before I wish to learn what my power signifies. Just gain dominance over more powerful demons. I guess that's how we're gonna do it. So what, now they're gonna be the ones who are gonna do the soul grinding. Alright, it seems that death is your only destiny. Well, bye. Alright, you think they've gone? They've gone to the basement of the tower next to the castle. Foul unearthly energy emanates from there. Must be a portal to the dark side that fuels the castle's existence. I see, so this isn't even Dracula's castle, but apparently it's also a creature of chaos. You would know all about that, alright. Julius and I will go in first. Alright then, I'll race you there. So that went better, I suppose. So now we get to walk away from that excitement and head on to the next part of the game. Alright, I should probably go back to the village to like restock on healing items because there's only a handful of bosses left and I'm gonna need probably some healing items for 2 of them, I would expect. Third, though, there will be an exception. You will see what I mean shortly, I suppose. But for now, let's talk to Yoko and get some flavor text. What's wrong? You look unhappy. But the Dark Lord's candidates are gone, but Celia's not done. You know, you would think that some of these flavor text things would be overridden by the events that you've already witnessed, but I guess not. Is it true that your power of dominance was copied? It's true. I didn't know that was possible. I have to eliminate his power myself. Alrighty then, that takes care of that. And let's see if Hammer over here has anything to say about what has happened. When we get out of this, we shoot for a party. You bring Mina, okay? Boy. I can invite Yoko too, so you can be with Mina and I. Well, get back to work. Well, let's get some of these, I guess. Not as well. So that's all he has to say. Listen to this. Yoko flashed a smile at me. The lady's in love with me, I tell you. Well, good for you. Everything's on special today, except it's not. It costs exactly the same, so that's a lie. So he's gonna say out of the ordinary. Nope, I guess that is. He's just gonna do the default introduction now. So let me see, let's move on to the next area then. And go over here, I guess. Would be the closest one. Just turn into a bat so I can get over here and see, because I would definitely want to do that for this next area that I'm going to go into. And now we just kick our way down to the bottom, which has no adverse effects on us when we land. Because apparently physics and skeletal fractures are not a thing. Break this barrier. It's definitely possible, but there's no guarantee that I'll have any energy left to fight. It had to be stopped at all costs. So suppose this is an emergency. Alright. Let's break the black stink line barrier. With the Grand Cross item crush. Yeah. And there it goes. There's no time for chit-chat, and he just falls and walks down the hall. Growing old is a horrible thing. We'll take it from here, alright. We're just gonna stay here as we head out into this penultimate area. Line of Judgment, which has music from Haunted Castle. Which I don't think you ever heard when I played it, because it's like the second to last level music in that as well. Oh shit. And Tangeli's abound here. Which is terrible because I don't like Tangeli's, as I've said. Here also is the only place in the game I prefer where Slugger and Gaibon appear. Apparently their souls are not very rare, so at least Slugger's isn't. So I'm quite pleased with that. Alright. Oh shit. Alright, I'm fairly certain this is the way forward, so... You know, structurally this is pretty much the same as the tower, but it's going down into the earth instead of up. But first let me see what's over here. Oh, it's Slugger again. His reflexes have got a lot worse since the type of Castlevania 4. And so have his jumping abilities, I guess. Okay, there's a save room right there, and what about down here? Oh, okay. Well, there we go. I did get hit. Wasn't sure that was gonna happen, but there you go. I sure do love these enemies. How? Alright, I officially do not know. Alright. Well, hey, sure. What's going on? I'm going to... No, I said I was gonna finish this game tonight, which I probably will, the normal game at least, but... This is the game where I will make the exception. And actually play through one of the bonus modes completely. I will play Julius mode after I'm done with the main story mode, hopefully. If I can get through this horrible place without getting murdered by everything in it. While the Rippers are causing some slowdown, apparently that's special. Oh boy, there's a lot of these things, isn't there? And there's something else too, if I recall it. Yep, this... fuck, oh god, there's... And there's fucking Tangelis too, of course. Why wouldn't there be? See if I can destroy them. Or if that's too much. Alright, I did it. I killed a giant slug who has a fucking 3-star rarity soul, okay. Really gonna have to grind that in the next area, because... You know, as you may have seen, I'm committed to getting all the souls and getting the Chaos Ring before the end of the game. So it's probably gonna take a little while, even though there aren't that many left. As you see, I got almost all of them. I only had less than 10% souls to go. Oh, I don't have the Reaper, so I thought... I guess because Rippers only show up here, or show up here first. Didn't even realize that. Well, at least I already have the Tangeli, so... I don't have to worry about that. And here's Gaibon. Right. He's gonna come up here, okay. So what else is down here? Is it Slugger? It sure is. Alright. Damn it. Oh fuck. Oh. There we go. See, tangerines make this so much more difficult than it needs to be. Because they poison you. I could poison myself, I think, because I put an antidote and whatnot, but why should I have to be poisoned to begin with? I don't know. And his soul is slightly rarer than Slugger, so that's great. I don't know why they give him that weird voice where he's like kinda does the monster grunts when he gets hit. Right. Oh shit, then I was trying to jump, not. Oh, there we go. Got the giant slug soul without necessarily grinding for it. That's good news at least. And here presumably is the warp room, yes. And there should be a save room not very far from here. Which I will be very grateful for. Right, I have no reason to go down there anymore because I already have that guy's soul, so just gonna go right on through. I am gonna grind the Iron Soul here, probably, or hopefully it won't take too long. I think this is the only place where Slugger and Guy won't show up. I want to imagine that there are gonna be Rippers in the next area though. Hopefully more, so I can grind, oh shit, grind the soul better. Free from Tangellies everywhere. But apparently the poison goes away really quickly at least. If I use whatever, there we go. I can probably do like one of these and then another one. There we go. So yeah, what's been going on with you guys? I'm gonna hit a sophomore slump in my personal Resident Evil marathon that I was doing. I'm technically playing through 6 right now, and I don't know. I don't feel as compelled to continue with it as I did with some of the other games. Which I guess is a good thing that I'm doing this so far alone, because I only have a few more to go through before I hit the point where I am able to play 7 while having played everything that came before it. Alright. Also, we're going to go fight the boss now, and as you might recall, guillotiner, here we go. As you might recall, the boss might be someone you know, because pretty much consistently in the Castlevania games, Slugger and Gaibon have been depicted as servants of a specific somebody and show up as enemies just before you fight them. So I wonder who that somebody could be. It's your old body death. Because of course he's got to appear. And you good old Castlevania game. He's got some fancy tricks in this one too, as you see. That's what he does when he doesn't have his scythe, because he split it into a bunch of little sickles to hit you with. But when he does have it, sometimes he does that. Alright. At least he's pretty formulaic too, and then he turns into this thing, which apparently that's what he looks like under the robo gun. Oh. You know, after however many years I've done this fight for, still not entirely clear on what the intended strategy is for, oh shit, for that, when he does that teleportation, nothing personnel kid move. This one right here. Oh, there we go. Oh, come on. See, he's saying something when he throws the scythe like that. I almost said axe. Oh, he's doing it again. There. Well, I'm out of mana, pretty much. See if I can just whack him with my sword hand. How will that gonna work for me? Oh shit. Okay, so it goes up first and then arcs down. That's how that works. Okay, here we go. How can I do it? Oh god, it's gonna be the fancy seal. Did it work? It did not work. Shit. Well, hang on. How do I do this? It's my insurance. It made more sense to make death a recurring super boss instead of a regular boss. See, that's a pretty good idea, but you can pretty much do that in Order of Ecclesia when you get an item called Death's Ring that makes you like insanely powerful, but you die in one hit no matter what. You can pretty much turn every boss in the game into a super boss that way. Well, any game that takes more than a few hits, any boss that takes more than a few hits to kill, I guess. I don't know if I'm gonna be doing that when I play the game, because... Did I do it? I still did not do it, what the fuck? Hang on. Okay, let me dodge this first and then... let me see if I will be able to do it normally. That is how I've been doing it, isn't it? Let me see. Have I not been hitting the... Nope. What? Did I run out of time or something? Because that would be pretty terrible. Right. Oh, there we go. Yes, I would like to keep practicing, because apparently I'm gonna need some help here. Okay. Oh, what? Yes. Am I running out of time? Because... I'm very, very confused as to why it's failing me when I get that far. Okay, I'm gonna take my time. I'm gonna see if that's gonna be a... I guess it is, because I run out of time. Alright, see, this is why I knew I was gonna have to cheat to this at some point before the end. Alright, let's keep trying. If I die, I will absolutely load that state. I was expecting him to. Okay, here we go again. Are you ready? There we go, I did it. And I didn't even have to cheat, technically. Isn't that amazing? I can summon the Green Reaper's Scythe to attack the enemies. There we go. I'm gonna go ahead and save again, because I don't want to have to redo that. It's just a laptop hooked up to a large TV. That sounds like my last setup that I had, which is ironically better than any desktop setup that I had before that, because I actually went out of my way to get a CPU, a good CPU for that laptop. Finally getting a proper gaming setup. I just need a dual screen setup. Would it make more sense? Okay. That's nice. I don't know, I feel like the rig that I have right now is gonna last me a while at least. I'd have to upgrade the CPU at some point. Pretty much the only parts that I've gotten that did not come with the original bundle of parts that I got for it, I guess, are the CPU cooler and well, I installed a few more fans and also the SSD that I'm using right now, which is larger than the SSD that I started out with, because apparently there's not enough, apparently what do you call it? Apparently 120 gigabytes as your main drive is not enough, according to many system processes and stuff that takes up a lot of room. And apparently too virtual memory that can just crap out on you if... Oh my god, this guy's 3-star already sold too, and I'm gonna have to get it too. But yeah, I would expect that. But if I were to replace or upgrade any part of it anytime soon, or anytime in the foreseeable future, I guess, more like it would have to be the CPU or the GPU. Maybe get more externals if I run in the unlikely event that I run out of room for the ones I have anytime soon. Farming the Iron Golem, I am way ahead of you. Check it out. Just gonna trudge around like this. I am technically invincible in this form. Apparently I can't really do anything. Oh, I only need to farm the enemies here in the Abyss that did not show up anywhere else in the game. How you use the corpse seed soul and you fly over it and you stab it with the Indian knife. And you just keep doing it over and over until you get the soul. It's not particularly fun, but it works. It's kind of the same deal with the final guard, which is... I don't know, I feel like I should hate the Iron Golem more, but just in principle I still hate the final guard enemies more. Also check out this sand world with ears in the background for some reason. Kind of wondering whose decision that was to incorporate that into the design, but there's something very special in here if I recall. It's this thing down here. It's the Hippogriff soul. We can do the super jump again. And now instead of smashing our head and shoulders on the ceiling, we actually flip around like Alucard did in Symphony. When we hit the ceiling. So that's sensible at least. Also here's a sand creature. It's called a mud demon, alright. And it has a somehow not a swear soul, even though the equivalent creature in the castle would be the Pro Cell, which is made of water. And that one I'm pretty sure had a 3-star rarity soul. It's an ability soul, like I'm pretty sure this one has one like that too. The Pro Cell soul lets you move around in water more quickly, and I'm pretty sure this one's gonna do the same but for sand. But you only fought him here? No, he's in a couple of places in the castle too. It's in the demon guest house and also in a secret entrance that you can find in the wizardry lab. Also this part in the... this part with the ice is pretty special because we're gonna get something very special from here once I am done with all the soul grinding. This guy though stole us the owl sorcerer dude from the Goetia. He summons shit to kill you, as you see, and he just keeps doing it for as long as he's alive. He doesn't even like do anything to you himself. Which kinda sucks. Farmed him with a bullet punch. I think that's something you can only get in like the boss rush mode, isn't it? Yeah, I'm not fighting this guy. I don't like these guys. Goodbye. At least farming the final guards in Portrait of Ruin is easier because of how you can actually... I think they have the same stick as the Iron Golem does in this one, where it only takes 1 point of health for every hit, but at least in Portrait of Ruin you get strategies that can work around that. Alright, we should be getting to the halfway point soon, which means we're going to be getting a save point. Here's Malakota, I'm pretty sure. Find all of the Malabranca demons from the Divine Comedy. And there's another boss fight that we're going to have to deal with before the final boss. I guess we go... Oh, right, there's a guy here. Guess I'm gonna farm a couple of souls before I do the boss, because this boss is pretty annoying. It's pretty much the primary reason why I wanted to get more healing items. What is your favorite weapon in this game, and why is it Death Scythe? I don't know. I don't know if I'm even gonna make those weapons, because you know, to make Death Scythe you need Death Soul, and to get the Chaos Ring, which I want over any of those weapons, you need to have one of every soul. And I really don't think I'm gonna be experiencing the joys of New Game Plus with this particular run through, so... You know what, one weapon that exists in this game that I never made, but I've always been curious to try out, and that I might do after I'm done with the game, or I might create is, instead of Death Scythe, I can make the Flame Solace. I mean, I can make both if I take the time to grind the souls for both of them, which technically I already have, but like I need multiple copies of some souls to make both of them. And one of those souls is Final Guard, which you already know my feelings on that guy. Yeah, I know that the thing about the Flame Solace is one of my, definitely my favorite weapon in Aria, but in that game you can just find it lying around in a secret room, and here you're gonna make it. That was kind of unfair. Well, maybe not unfair, but like, it feels kind of like a tease where you can have this giant game breaker just handed to you in game photos, but here you actually work for it. It's totally not something you should do, no, is it? I'm not just complaining because of my own ineptitude at the game, am I? You know, and before I get the soul to appear, and then he knocks me out as he dies out of the room. And so I fail to collect the soul. You know, I joke about that, but it actually happened to me with having some of the soul grinding to prepare for this part. Oh shit. And I was grinding the Tombstone soul, which is one of the worst ones, has one of the worst drop rates in the game. Shows up like once out of every 100 times that you kill the thing. And the first time that it appeared, the farming strategy for it is to basically stand on the edge of a room and throw a projectile, and then if it doesn't show up, then you immediately step outside and get back inside. The first time that it showed up was I reacted too quickly and basically got out of the room while the soul was far away. So that was fun, and I had to do it again, and it took as much times the second time, I'm pretty sure, to get it to show up again, but at least I did get it. Damn it, come on. Oh, okay, it almost happened. See, I almost predicted the future there, but somehow did get it. Now I gotta do the same for this guy, but let's go ahead and save again first. So I've only got that guy left. I got Stolas, I got the Archdemon, which is probably also gonna be a barrel of laughter. Got Black Panther, which hopefully won't be too much trouble, because that one is actually really useful. Well, maybe I should go back and grind it in the other room. The sand area where you can find these guys closer to the exits. You know what, I think I'm gonna go beat the boss, and then I'll grind that guy later. So let's prepare. I don't have any better clothes right now, right? I have all Rox's suit, but they're not as good as the Eversing for defense, so I'll pass. I feel like I need like a shield to help me for this next fight. I don't know if I have anything like that. Quetzalcoatl, Harpy, Corpse, Sweet Needles, Gaibon. I don't know what heavily salts do as things, I never really used them. Oh, hey, Red Bear. Morning, I guess. Mini Devil, Great Armor, Valkyrie, Bat. What happened if we transform into Barbariccia? Oh, okay. That's what it looks like, I guess. Poison Steel, with fire, toxic gas. Alright, oh yeah, I used that power against Dimitri the first time. I remember that. Final guard, I don't know. Maybe I could just use the Iron Golem Soul if I get, like, probably dumb idea, but I don't really have anything better. Alright, here we go. This is Abaddon. His name means destruction in Aramaic, I think. In Greek it would be Apollyon. Oh shit, and you can see what he does. He doesn't even attack himself, he just sends hordes of locusts to attack you. And they're terrible because they can stun lock you if you let you catch them. And when he does this, you pretty much have to get lucky there. Oh shit. There we go. Oh shit. See, like that. They stun lock you into place if you catch you at the beginning of the here we go. Oh boy, guess what, I'm probably gonna fail again. Yep, I failed. Okay, let me do this again. Because I really don't wanna have to fight this guy more than once. He was the bane of my existence. Oh shit. And I played this game the first time. Oh. Oh, okay. Probably should have saved there. Save state up. Now I did it. Somehow. I keep having way less trouble with these bosses than I'm expecting to have. But yeah. I don't know, I guess because the first time I played the game when I was like 14 years old or something, I had so much more trouble with all of them. Probably didn't help that at the time. I was so much stingier with using bullet souls like this. Just wanted to beat them with normal weapons and nothing else. Because I was very stubborn and basically I still get triggered at the mention of the ones that give me the most trouble. Oh shit, oh, there's the Black Panther. Does the same trick as... Actually no, it does not do the same trick that it does in Symphony. I need to... Oh well, 1 star rarity, that's actually pretty good. Considering that it's actually a pretty useful soul that you want to get if you've gotten this far into the game. Oh, here's another Stolas. This one is going to summon Erinys, right? Many Erinys, yes. What is the plural of Erinys? I can't join us. And can't help but notice too that Stolas has a 3-star rarity soul too. Alright. See, I'm not sure if... Microphone, please. Alright, I'm not sure if there's gonna be more than one Black Panther in this area, because I'm pretty sure they only show up here in the kind of psychedelic cosmos part of the abyss. There we go, there's another one. Oh, and that one gave me the soul, so there we go. At high speed, we're creating a shockwave. So basically, move fast, gotta go fast. That's how we get this ability in this game. Oh, this is probably the best place to farm the... Oh shit. Farm this thing, but I don't need to anymore, so I'm just gonna get it out of my way. Oops. How many sections? I think this is the last one, yeah. The one that kind of looks like... I don't know what this section is supposed to look like, but... It kind of looks like a basement you would find in the 70s or the 80s. Where all the like the walls are made of wood and there's like weird lights set into the walls. Really don't know what vibe they were going for with this background sign. Alright, that was well timed. And of course you get these things which kind of looks like, I don't know, kind of look like giant insect exoskeletons, but they also kind of look like weird racks that you would see in a gym or something. I really don't know what the aesthetic of this could even be described as, but okay, here's the abyss, war point and the save point, so there's pretty much nothing left except the final boss up ahead, so before I go there, I need to finish getting the final handful of souls that I have yet to collect. Apparently it's only 4, so the prognosis for this is quite a bit better than for the soul collection that I did at the end of my Aria playthrough, but it still could be a little bit better. I don't know. What demon? Ripper. Let's go to the back to the sand area and farm the mud demon, I guess. Oh right. There's only one war point in the abyss, so I'm gonna have to warp this one to get back there. What's my map percentage, by the way? It's 98.9. Probably missing some breakable walls and stuff. Oh shit. Did I even go the right way there? I think I did. Right, I like going fast. It's just too bad I had to wait until this point in the game, right? So, well, here's another guy I gotta farm the Arc Demon. Well, that's a 3-star soul rarity. I have absolutely no idea what it does. But based on what I've seen, this is the only one in the game, so gotta farm him. And at least he's next to a save point, so there's that. I'm never gonna run out of mana, so I can just spam with wood soul all day. And at this point, it's probably gonna, I hope it's not gonna take like several hours like my grind fest that I did at the end of my Aria playthrough did. But I hope it takes, I don't know, ideally would have it take like less than half an hour, but that might be a little too optimistic. But the reason why I don't really have, you know, I can learn my lesson of not having these during the streams for the most part, after my Aria one, which I thought was going to take way less time, but I guess not, is that I don't actually know what to talk about when they're going on. Oh, I was trying to pick no there. So I just kind of go blank and start complaining about stuff, which I don't like to do. But, let me see, what else am I even doing right now? Well, obviously there's the elephant in the room, I guess. That's gonna be around for however much more time of the earthquakes, but like I said, the worst thing that has happened to me because of that is that I am currently without gas because of a really stupid reason, and I don't know when I'm gonna be getting that back, so haven't gotten to eat that great the last few days. There's that. At least the microwave still works. I'm wearing the... okay, yeah. Soul Eater ring, which is supposed to make this quite a bit easier, but apparently not that much. Alright, the last hit can be from the sword. You know, I'm actually really weirded out by the frequency with which these earthquakes have been happening, because typically when a big earthquake happens, there's nothing similar to that happens any time soon after the first one happens. And I really don't know why the last one that went on that everyone actually felt ended up being as strong as it was, because apparently I've felt a bunch more magnitude 7s in my time. And yet none of them has been as spooky as the one that happened on it was the 19th. It was on Tuesday, yes. But there's not much of a point to going on about that, as I'm failing to. I'm just can't looking for anything to talk about, but I can kill this guy, hoping that he will drop the soul. Oh, he leveled up, what do you know? Depends on the depth of the epicenter, yeah. I don't know what happened with the earthquake that happened like 12 hours ago or something, or a little more than that. Where everyone had to get out because the alarm sounded, but like we didn't actually feel anything. It was too far away, I guess. And yet, you know, that's a funny thing about the earthquake alarm that we have here. We've gotten 2 false positives from it in the past couple of weeks, and yet the 2 times that there were actually big scary earthquakes happening, it did not sound at all. It kind of makes you think why even bother having it. And also does not help either that, you know, where I am physically positioned, I can't even hear it when it does sound. Someone also always has to come banging on my door to let me know that that's going on. That's fun times. But yeah, not much of a point in. You know what I could do? I don't know how long this is gonna take, but got 2 3-star rarity souls to grind. This being one of them, so that's what I could do. Let me see. Could do is go to the place with the stuff and turn this on. Let me see, was that? There we go. If anyone wants to request a song, you can do it now. I don't know if it's going to be louder than the game, but you can always try. I'm going to continue doing this and probably vainly struggle to come up with stuff to talk about as I'm doing it. Oh shit, I was trying to... I always fail to just... No, whatever, I'm sure saving is better for me anyway. You know, that's with the money grinding technique that I did in Aria where to get hit on the spikes a bunch of times. Apparently you could do the same thing here too if you wanted, because the Mimic Soul does the same thing that it did in Aria, which is gives you money when you're hurt. But I don't know, I guess the zombie soul fist weapon fusing technique is a lot more effective. And that's how I ended up doing to get Soul Eater Ring. So I could not really contradict that. Or did that work? I don't know if that worked. I don't think the thing registered it. Try actually typing out song request, I don't think. Or I don't know, rather. I mean, I don't think that is true, otherwise I would have said that right first time, but I don't know how it works with the different bots, is the thing. There you go. Oh boy, it's a song from Aria. Let me see if it's louder than the game or not. I'm gonna have to turn this down, hang on. Volume at 40%. Yep, this is just as exciting as the Julius fight. The Julius fight that I cheesed in Aria of Sorrow, which I did not think was possible, but I was very tired by that point and I had the red Minotaur, so, and I was playing on hard, so I just ended up doing that, just spamming that. And it ended that fight a lot faster than I was expecting it to. Oh shit. No. Can't believe I actually got hit. When does that happen? That sure is great farm. Alright, I remember having some pretty chill times in the past when sometimes I would go to like used to stream on Twitch and hitbox on different accounts, and then sometimes I would go to like an after stream after I was done with whatever game I was playing to like, I don't know, watch TV or something. And sometimes I would just do whatever after whatever I was showing was finished, and I remember a few times I played Minecraft, just kind of messing around, and I just used to just have my own soundtrack for that. I remember playing the Overworld theme from Final Fantasy IX on one of those, and ended up sounding pretty relaxing. So it can work, but I don't know if that's an appropriate analogy for what I have going on right here. It feels more like frustration than anything else. Speaking of Final Fantasy IV, I remember a time that I was playing it on my own, and then I showed it, or 4, did I say 4? I meant 9. Final Fantasy IX, I was playing it on my own, and then for some reason I had nothing to do during one of those. Oh, look at that, I got an item drop. Wow, okay. Decided to show the final boss and final dungeon, final boss part of it on one of those after streams for whatever reason. And what do you call it? Apparently my computer specs were comparatively poor enough at the time that the PS1 emulator that I was using actually stuttered, even though the stream specs that I was using at the time were really, really low. Chill music, yeah, I guess it could work, I don't know. Pilot Wing 64 Birdman, oh boy, well, gotta let this song play out first though, I guess. Shit, okay. Oh boy. At least I'm getting more experience, I guess. Not that that's even a problem at this point, or that it's even going to be a problem after I get my reward for getting all the souls, but it's something, I guess. You know, funnily enough, speaking of experience and levels in this, I think the only Castlevania game where I actually felt compelled and succeeded in getting to max level was Order of Ecclesia. There's actually a pretty good spot for level grinding in that, even when you're getting close to the limit. I don't think I'm going to be doing that when I stream it, but still, good thing to mention, I suppose. WAC as I failed to get the soul yet again. Alright. Right, let's listen to this. I've never played Pilot Wing 64. I'm gonna have to turn this down even further though, because this is kind of quiet. Let's have it at 8%. I can't even hear the game. Okay. I can barely hear it, more like. You know, I hope that if you kill the enemy while most of it is off screen, that doesn't stop the soul from appearing, because that would be terrible. Also, you know, I just realized that since the whatever crystal thing mechanic in Bloodstain is pretty much gonna be the same as this, I can't wait to do this in Bloodstain when that comes out. I don't know, I feel like I could come up with some music like this as well, but oh, we got another level, what do you know? But I don't know, recently when I think of music of this type, all that happens to come to my mind is like, I don't know, old MIDIs from the Windows 95 era. I was actually listening to the soundtrack, or surviving soundtrack for an old point-and-click game called Mystery of Time and Space that was web-based, and that never got finished, and that was pretty... I don't know... I can't even come up with a word to describe it. I feel like I should just put it in the thing. Maybe I will. I'll kill this guy one more time, and when he inevitably fails to drop the soul, I'll do just that. Hey, okay, time to do that. Let's see. Oh, here it is. I already have it up in the tab because I was listening to it before. Alright, got to... Can I add one manually? There we go. It's in the queue, alright. Entertainment stuff and Doom, yeah. You know, funnily enough, I remember when I was a kid in, like, primary school, my computer teacher would, on the days that we pretty much had us days off for the class, he would load up an MS-DOS emulator and let us play Mario 3. And it was really weird because I'm pretty sure he kept using the same emulator even after like more time passed and more advanced ones came out. I think it was called Nesticle, but I clearly have this memory of the cursor for that UI being like a bloody hand that was like severed. Like the hand was normal, but you could see the bloody stump from where the hand had been cut off. It was kind of weird. Pretty sure you can still get that if you look for it. Alright, there it goes. Ah. Alright, let's bask in this wonderful old soundtrack of MIDIs, which I'm pretty sure, I think the theory or the rumor is that they came from samples of an old MIDI keyboard sound mixer program called Yamaha XG. But no one really knows. It's like, you know how one of the, I don't know if you've heard, but you know the Chisel Mythos series from Yahtzee. The soundtrack for the first one was pretty much comprised entirely of sample songs from RPG Maker 2003 or something. And yet they are pretty well remembered because they were pretty good songs and for ambience, and they were in that game. It's kind of the same thing but older, I guess. Zero Punctuation series. Well, he made a point-and-click adventure series called horror games called Choose Some Mythos. The first one is called 5 Days a Stranger, and that's the one that has the soundtrack consisting entirely of samples, pretty much, that are kind of retroactively recognized, same way as this. I almost jumped out of the room there. Okay. I know I just thought of this, but I just remembered, I'm pretty sure, since, you know, I do have this game on physical for once. I spent a lot of time grinding the souls like this too back in the day, and I remember this being one of the problematic ones as well, but I also do remember that I must have achieved that goal at some point, because I do remember what the Chaos Ring looks like. I'm pretty sure I've never gotten it in emulator. Also I don't know if you noticed, but I had 666 health for a moment there. Clearly indicative of how well I'm doing, I don't know why. Ah yes, this jazzy version of Santa Claus. Man, the sad thing is that I think the website that, you know, the game that all this music was in, I don't think you can access that anymore. And yet I remember that I played that game a lot when I was again in primary school. I never actually managed to solve it on my own. I ended up having to search for solutions, because it was kind of obtuse, you know, point-and-click first-person adventure game. But I do remember that in the level that this song played in, you could actually find like an instantly materializing Christmas tree. And then you have to play chess with knight tile to unlock a force field or something. Oh man, it also... I remember that website also linked to different primitive flash game, adventure game that was a lot spookier, and it was like very vaguely based on edgy parts of like Christian mythology, where you were going around and going to the underworld to rescue some person and... Oh, finally, okay. Okay, I got the Arc Demon Soul, but let's not celebrate yet, because there's another 3-star soul that I need, and it's in the same area. I hope that it will not be as bad as what we just witnessed, but I'm not holding my breath. So I will keep the song request thing going until we get all those souls at least. Oh shit, okay, so I need the Ripper Soul too. See if I can get them through the floor with Mandragora. Maybe I should go to the other entrance, I probably should. This one's only 2 stars, and there's 4 of them, so in theory it shouldn't be as bad, but... Oh, there's another spout, yeah, damn it. And there are these guys, oh shit. Something tells me this might not be the best place to grind them, though. Remember some math-based entertainment game where you were in an icy mountain trying to thwart some evil scientist? Was that one of the Jumpstart games? Because that kind of sounds like the kind of situations that would pop up in those games. I remember I played the 4th grade one a whole bunch, because it also had a spooky motif where you were like... You were this smarty-pants student who was like sick one day and he didn't turn up to class, and that day the teacher had been replaced with a witch who turned all the other students into monsters, and then you had to go to the Witch's Island and solve a bunch of math puzzles and history puzzles and all that stuff to get keys to get further into the mansion, and eventually you saved everyone, I think. I don't know, I remember I actually got to the end of that at least a couple of times, and... Oh, hey, I got this one too. And I seem to remember that there's no real ending no matter what you do. It's like you turn up and you get to the last room and she's like, I got you now, I'm gonna make you a monster too, and then your character has no face and no voice, by the way. So you just see like stuff pop up from the bottom of the screen. And the witch is like, is that the staff of I don't know what? Oh my god, how could you have gotten that? And then she just like disappears, but like nothing is actually resolved. I remember feeling gypped. I don't know what I was expecting, but I feel like I was expecting more than that even as a kid. But yeah, that's my experience with entertainment games from the 90s, I guess. I think that's what that was pretty much from. I got Hallberg from... Okay, this guy is gonna be a problem, I think, because... he's gonna... he apparently takes quite a lot of hits, and... he's also one of those 3-star rarity souls, so you know, that's gonna be fun. Okay, I'm just gonna keep going until I hit the next save point, I guess. I'm gonna try... I'm pretty sure there's at least one more of that guy further along in the level, so... I'll try farming that one, I guess. I don't know which one would be better too, though. Truth be told. You can actually hear sound effects from the game in this video that the music is from. It's kind of funny. That ending kind of reminds me of the end from one of the like build mode songs from The Sims, Sims 1. Or was it buy mode? It might have been buy mode, I don't know. And Sims 1's another game that... for some reason I remember when I was a kid my cousin played it a ton and I didn't really get it that much, but eventually I did get it and... I ended up playing it a ton too. I feel like I played Sims 3 more. Oh, later down the line when that came out. I remember being super excited for Sims 2 when that was coming out, and... my shitty Windows 98 computer that I had at the time couldn't play it, so I had to wait until I could play it on the laptop I had that was newer to actually be able to play it. And I remember how I was completely blown away by the fact that you could make like 6-floor houses in Sims 2 versus only 2 floors in Sims 1. Oh, okay. I got this, the other 3-star soul that I was missing. You know, that means there's only one left. Which one is it again? It's just not Stolen, it's Ripper. Okay, you know what? Let me consult with my network of spies and reporters to see what the best method is for farming this. I feel it might be better to farm it in the Mine of Judgment over farming it in the Abyss. Let me see. There's a crowd of them in the Bulwark hallway. Or to specify anything other than Mandragora to hit them. Alright, apparently that was the best place to hit them, weirdly enough. Alright, I guess I will rely on that then. Alright, the video that I requested ran out. So, okay. So I'm gonna keep going until I hit the warp room, and then I'm gonna be warping back to Back to the Mine of Judgment. Oh wow, that was... Okay, never mind. That was pretty short, but it ended up being the... Oh shit. Not the last one in the queue like I thought it was for some reason. Yeah, I remember this music. You know, I never actually played Doom myself, like... I feel like I might have tried it out a couple of times, but I never really played it to any extent. I think the only Doom, I guess you could say Doom clones, because it's back from the time when first-person shooters were all in that style and they were called that. Only Doom clones that I played with any real degree of dedication, and even that wasn't that much, was Heretic and there was one more, Quake, that was it. And strangely enough, I'm pretty sure, yeah, the reason I discovered Heretic in the first place is because it came on like, I got a demo of the game that came on a disc with a bunch of shareware games, or demos of them, I guess. It's one of those discs that only work on like Windows 98, and then come with a bunch of demos, and at the end of each one it says, if you want to buy the full game, contact your retailer or send us a letter at this direction and we'll mail it to you, I don't know, something like that. It's back from when you would see don't copy that floppy, I guess. Oh, it's, I forgot it, like auto defaults to some stuff that I don't know what it is if the queue runs out. Okay. Okay, do I have my music player on? Do I have anything else? Anything that springs to mind? I don't know. Look how quiet the game is now, but you can still hear it. Oh, I actually realized that this actually hasn't taken quite as long as I thought it was going to. Okay. There we go. Super Metroid ending. So here we are again. But I feel like my perception of the Metroid series has been really weird, because like I may have mentioned, never really played Metroid when I was a kid, and the only, as far as I remember, the only Metroid game that I actually owned physically at any point was Prime 3. I do remember that I played a little bit of Prime 1 when my cousin had it for a while, but I didn't like get anything because I don't know. Oh god. So apparently this is the best place in the game to farm these guys too, by the way. I don't know about that. I feel like there's a better soul that you can use for this. And yet when I pretty much played all of the... I did 2 Metroid marathons technically. I did the one where I played them on my own, and then the one where I played them on stream. I know I do like the series a lot, like not retroactively, but like in retrospect, I suppose. I do like the general mechanics that, I guess because I like these games so much, I can't even, the funny thing is I couldn't even tell you, like, well, I guess I might, maybe could. I think one of the reasons I got into Castlevania back when I was in like middle school was because of how much the games take away... Wait, what? Oh, okay. Just noticed that there are multiple requests, and I'm like, why? Why is it telling you that there's... but... No, but the reason I became interested in Castlevania back at that time, I think, is because of the lore of the games and how much it takes away from, like, horror and mythology and gothic culture, I guess. And being able to find the references for that in the pertinent culture, and wow, these guys are not dying. Hang on, let me try a different soul. What about skeleton? The bone falls, alright. And it does kill them because it's level 9. So I'm gonna try that now. Maybe Yorick. I think that one had like an arc that wasn't so far. Don't know if it'll fall through the floor though. I think it will. Yeah, there it goes. Hope it doesn't kill them in one hit. Oh, never mind. Okay, it didn't matter. Okay, guess what? I have a 100% soul collection. Now, you might not know what that means, but I certainly do. And how fitting is it that you know, the triumphant flourish at the end of that credit song would come right after I got the final soul I needed. Let me just... Actually, no, I do need to go through. I need to take one last trek through this abyss area, because there's a prize that's available to me now that I've completed this endeavor. Alright. Also, hang on a moment. Well, I guess this is gonna be pretty appropriate music for when I'm just drifting through the... Gotta go fast, yeah. Pretty sure I'm going to go to the ice world part of this level. Right here. Yep, there it is. It's right at the entrance. Chaos Ring. Chaos Ring, which, as I'm sure you're aware, ceaselessly draws dark power from chaos. And what that means is that we now have a... I don't know. And we have the Great Axe Armor, so let's see how well that works. Here we do. We now have unlimited magic, so we can just do this all day now. I don't know if it's actually unlimited. No, it doesn't. Okay, it's not actually unlimited like it was in Aria, it just regenerates extremely fast. There we go. Hey, guess what? I can do this now. Come on. You know what? I'm just to mock you, I'm gonna kill you this way. It's the Battle of the Giants. Oh yeah. Just gonna do this all day, and who are you to stop me? Nobody, that's who. Technically there's one more thing I could do, and that's... get my preferred weapon to help with the final approach, I guess. Because you can only get one chaos... You can get multiple chaos rings, I think, if you do New Game Plus, but there's no point since you can only have one ring equipped at a time. It's not like in other games where you can have multiple stuff equipped. So, I think I'm going to go ahead and use some of my souls for a very special purpose now. Because yeah, the chaos ring, the thing about the chaos ring is that it only appears if you have holding at least one of every soul in the game. Like if you have collected at least one of every soul at one point, but you use them for something and you don't have them anymore, then it doesn't count. Oh, there he is. Well, guess what? Guess what it's time to do now? I'm gonna kick you 50 times. Or I'm just gonna go past you, I guess. It's also an option. You know, you can have fun here in the Cosmos hallway. I'm just gonna go. So let's see, should be pretty much at the end now, I think. Yep. Let's just keep Mandragora, I guess. It has more reach. Alright, and now I warp back to the Lost Village. So I can trade in this sword for an even better sword now. And it's pretty much, you know, the Chaos Ring is pretty much the reason why you want to wait until after you get it to do any of this stuff. Oh, what does Yoko say? How far have you gone with me now? Alright. That's a weird thing to bring up at this point. I mean, there's like a little sister to me, so it makes me wonder. Ask her yourself as if you were her older sister. Well, I get to meet too many. It isn't about me. That's why you shouldn't pry. Alrighty then. Now that we've talked about that, let's upgrade my Dainslev into Ascalon. Let's upgrade Ascalon into Balmung with the unique Gargoth Soul. Yeah, you have to use boss souls to fully upgrade some of these. Balmung into Final Sword, and finally we use Alastor to turn it into Claim Solace. Which it doesn't tell you what it is, it just tells you that it's like the greatest one, but I already know what it is. There we go. So I never actually gotten this weapon, I don't think. So I'm kind of wondering just how good it is. Guessing pretty good. So now it's time for the ultimate challenge of the game, which is going to be beating the game. And now I can't actually get to Death Scythe without farming another Final Guard Soul, so I don't think that's gonna happen. Could get like the ultimate hammer though, which I can use to win the hammer minigame in that one room, but let's go to the room. Let me check my loadout before I get in there, I guess. I don't know. Something with more attack, I guess. Trading in. Ranger suit, cast defense doesn't even matter anymore now that we have this weapon. Golem, I don't know. Or this ring, I guess. Iron Golem, of course, that's gonna be our secret weapon. What about, I don't know. I guess we'll keep Golem. And we'll switch to Guillotiner, though. So time to bring the game's own soundtrack back, I think, because we're at the end here. 100%. There we go. And let's see what's going on. And you know, the final boss fight in this game is actually pretty good. You arrived too late, quite simply. Boss fight music, that is. Gain dominance over a calamitous demon. Try to prevent the summoning ritual from happening, but your dark power failed to overcome the power I gained from the sacrifice. Get another Jesus imagery. And apparently now the tree is made of corpses. Just like the corpses we're standing on. Very firmly, might I add. She had always dreamed of seeing the Dark Lord. She served me to the end of my becoming. She should feel honored. She even helped me take care of that pesky Aricado. She sacrificed reversed the flow of my dark power. We shall see whose power of dominance prevails. Oh, but what is this? This can't be. My dominance should be complete, so that's what's happening. Bit ahead of us. Power of dominance is not easily contained. Isn't like you. His soul can't withstand a power that intense, I guess. Then Aricado just gets blown away like that and says, "Go." Shall not succumb to the power, but apparently he will, though. And make that face while he's at it. And here we are. Demons under his dominance if used as one. Must end here, so let's... Now we fight the final area of the game, Menace. Who at this point appears to be this weird kind of arch with face conspicuously sticking out of it. But now there's a little more to it than that. Which we'll see soon enough. I don't know. Actually, does my sword do more damage than the guillotine? I missed, so I don't know. No, it does. No, it does. Okay. My sword is actually really good for this. I don't know where the spikes are coming from, and they come from underneath, but alright. And now he stands up, and you see what the fight is actually about. To kill his knee and kill his head too. Spoiler alert, oh shit. I'm gonna do all this while avoiding death. Which seems simple enough now, but then these Langoliers come in and it's not as simple because they get in your way, as you might imagine. Oh shit. And they take 2 hits to kill, that's what miffs me. There's apparently no way to get powerful enough to where they take 1 hit only. Ouch. Oh my god, alright. I pretty much just keep doing this, I guess. There's one extremely cheap recourse I might end up using if I run out of all the recourses, but I don't think it'll come to that. I don't know. Let's see if I can kill the... Okay, there we go. I killed one of the faces and now I'm going to die, so let's... Here's the potions that we've obtained and jump up to the head, which has the other face we need to kill. And it's only vulnerable when the mouth's open, which is not as frequently as the... as the knee being exposed all the time. Also, he punches you with his crab claw, as you see. I think he can also punch you with his actual fist, yeah. It's not really clear what the boss is supposed to be. It's like a giant amalgamation of all the demons in the castle or something, but... It kind of reminds me of a monster from an old Doctor Who serial. It has like this Frankenstein body made of a bunch of different creatures. And it has a giant crab claw too, so there's that. Well, here's something I can do if, you know, this shouldn't be too much. I can turn into an iron golem and just kind of wait for him to get over here and kick him when he does, because I'm invincible. But I didn't even need to, because... There we go, everyone. That was easier than I was expecting, to be frank with you. Even though... Even with all I had gotten at that point, right. And look at how many souls we're getting. The Soul Eater ring is really paying off now. Never gotten the Black Soul type before, but... Okay, no, apparently they're flying away. Place won't hold, we have to get out, because it's so obvious how we do that, even though there's no clear exit. Alright, there we are. It's finally over, we're finished here. What's wrong? Just what is the Dark Lord? Dark Lord is the entity opposite to God, lowercase, even though it's a name. And that means there will always be a need for a Dark Lord. Well, because I ducked out from becoming next in line. See, that's the thing. Who even was the Dark Lord before? Well, I guess Walter was before Dracula, I was gonna say, but... Is there like a long line of succession of Dark Lords before Walter, even? That's what I'm kind of wondering. Like, the Castlevania franchise is kind of built on the assumption that Dracula's the ultimate evil and you can stamp him out eventually, but apparently it's more abstract than that, so it might all be futile in the end. If it weren't for me, none of this would have happened. You're neither a god nor a demon, you're only human. You have no chance at ever achieving perfection, nerd. Or are you saying that you want to be the Dark Lord? Stay true to that, alright. I mean, that depends on how you define perfection. These are all semantics, you know. Hey, look at all those people we have. Julius, Yoko, and Hammer. Looks like you're all done. Your face says it all. Ooh. You know, now that they're standing pretty much next to each other, might remind you of a certain lineup from an earlier game. It will become a lot clearer in Julius mode, but here's Mina. Like, what are you doing here? What do you mean? I somehow was brought to this random place which is unidentified in the world. It might be like, I don't know. I don't think they ever clarify where in the world this castle is supposed to be. It's like to be wrapped around Yoko's finger. Well, he stopped being subtle about it, I guess. Ahaha. Don't need to be bashful, you two. Well, I guess they're both in on it now. If the world needs a Dark Lord, it will emerge, even if it's not you, Selma. Oh boy, it's another Castlevania plot point that was never followed up on, because I don't think any games in the timeline exist that are set after this one. This is the last point in the timeline, pretty much. It's kind of like... I don't know. Kind of like Metroid after Super Metroid. Or Metroid after Metroid Fusion, rather. It feels like they definitely have to change it up if they did anything after this point in time, so they just never did. And I guess it could still happen for Metroid, but Castlevania, I don't know, but yes. That was Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow. It was... I don't know, it's definitely a good game. It's one of my favorites in the series, but I still, I don't know, I feel like I like Aria a little bit better because of a few factors that it has. I don't know, maybe it's just the way I play the game, I guess, so I can't really fault the game for any of my subjective perceptions of it, but basically I like how much easier it is to find a setup that can get you through pretty much all of the game in Aria versus how you gotta work for it in this one. Which, you know, is very in line with RPGs, but also kind of implies that grinding is a necessity, which wasn't really ever the case in Aria. You only really needed to grind if you wanted the really broken stuff. But in this one it feels like you need to do that if you want a better advantage than you can get from not doing so. That isn't necessarily even that broken, you know, it doesn't get to really broken territory until you get the Chaos Ring. And for that you gotta get everything, pretty much. Hey, it's the Elder Sign that I signed. And now we get to see the faces of all the enemies in the game, because we actually got all of them. But yeah, oh man, this was 2005. It's earlier than I thought it was. Well, I mean, Order of Ecclesia was 2008, I think so. Shouldn't be that surprised. But yeah, that was that, and all of the game data is clearable now, I'm pretty sure. Oh boy, this one, I'm pretty sure this file on the left was the last time. It's from the last time I tried to play this on stream, and I did, but I just kind of wanted to rush through a lot of it, so it's just a disaster. I'm terribly underpowered at that point. This one I don't even know, but I think I'm gonna have to like clear one of these because... or not. Hang on. Oh no, I am, because I need to clear a file for Julius mode. I keep seeing this. What would that be? Let me see. Oh. I'm not sure what that is, actually. But let the anime intro play out again. Well, I can link you to the picture that's part of the banner is originally. It's not really a banner, it's just like that section of the background. Like, I didn't make it specifically to look like a banner. Let me see if I can find the image that corresponds to that part. Articles, galleries, let's see. It's probably here. I should have the source for that in the folder here, so let me check. One background, power picture 4, is this it? No, that is not it. Guess it must have been before that then. There's also not it. Is this it? Yeah, that's it. Oh, I think that's like the back. The back of like arrow. This is Maleficarum 2. Alright, let me see if I can find the link for that. Because it should be hosted here. Vathic, what? I don't think Clark Aston Smith had anything to do with Vathic, that was something else. We were in the vault? No. There we go, holy nuts. Let's see if I can find the link for this. Oh, the image, there we go. Here this is, well, you can just turn off the visuals and you can see it, but here's the image. I wonder if it lets you hot link like that. Yes, it does, okay. But, yes, I guess I could have prepared the... Delete one of these, not this one, because it's the one that I just... delete this one, this one was a disaster. No, start up a new Julius mode file or not, I don't know. I just started to see what it looks like. It's the same as the other one, of course. Brr, 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 brr. And then a little flame inside. Okay, you just start with Julius, it doesn't even have an intro or anything. And you can switch between the sub-weapons and, well, the Grand Cross thing is its own thing. I wonder if you can even have, like, enough magic to use that at this point. Or if it's like in Symphony, where you have to get to a certain threshold of magic before. One moment. Okay, never mind. Certain threshold of magic before you can even use the spells that you technically have available from the beginning, but no. Looks like... Oh no, it has to be all the way up, I see. Well, there you go, but yes, I'm not playing Julius mode yet. One thing is, it doesn't even let you exit out to the menu, I think, unless you like mash the buttons in a specific way. It's like this? No. Is it like this? Yeah, there we go. Doesn't involve A and B like the... Must be thinking of like the original Game Boy. Let's start select L and R to reset, to soft reset, I guess. Oh yeah, it just has like a functionality where you can create like an obstacle course and share it online with, or, well, online, quote unquote. It's more like... It's more like, oh good, I don't know how to... Don't know how to exit this though. It's not like internet online, but like DS wireless connect online. So you actually have to physically be there with someone else that has a different DS. Wireless mode. And some of the other games have stuff like that too, but... I think that's gonna be it from me right now. Also, the reason I went quiet all of a sudden was because I thought, like, I guess it must have been my imagination, but I thought I felt a little aftershock just now. But, like I said, the actual aftershocks that you feel after a big quake like that are more like closer in magnitude to how it feels when, like, a heavy truck drives near your house, so it's not really that bad or anything. But yeah, I'm gonna be ending the stream here, and with any luck I should actually be able to, stream next Wednesday, assuming we don't get another giant earthquake that destroys everything. That's pretty much the reason why I didn't stream this Wednesday. And I will be continuing this game if I end up being able to do that. But since I'm done with the main story, I will be doing Julius mode next, because there's a good reason that fits, where that fits into for how that fits into the timeline, I guess, or not timeline, but continuity. The references that has, and why I want to do that, and not, even though I didn't bother with the Julius mode in Aria. So yeah. See, the way I'm kind of sitting, I'm kind of boxed in by all the wires I'm using, so if this turns out to be more than an aftershock, I want to be ready, so I'm going to go ahead and end it now. So I will see you all then, I hope. Time to play the credits music again, I guess. Time to figure out which of these songs is the credits music. Is it this? No. Is it this? No. Is it this? No, that's a secret. I think this is it. Yeah, there we go. Oh yeah, I'll see you later.